think I need to start doing the life of a yoga teacher trainee vlogs. So videos to just talk to you, to show you a behind the scenes of yoga teacher training from the teacher's perspective and what I've had to do to build up this training and to get it all going. And I'll tell you the honest truth of what's going on, and hopefully you'll enjoy these little segments. So this will be just on my YouTube channel. You can find me and more about me on Instagram, on Facebook as Ashes Yoga or ashesyoga.com. I am a yoga teacher and a yoga teacher trainer and a yoga studio owner now, and I'm a mom, most importantly, and a family person. So I'm here at my house, and here's a little behind the scenes. I'm in my bedroom, and this is my $40 HP printer I got maybe 10 years ago. I printed all 14 yoga teacher training manuals on this, and it's 167 pages. I print all of the schedules and the things that people can grab at the studio. I use this tiny little cutter I got years ago. So I'm using what I have. And I know there's a lot out there saying, you know, you should be paper free, less waste, all of this. I absolutely love printing on paper, and I'm not going to deny it. So I love printing. I love print design. I actually have a 4-year degree in print design. So of course I'm going to print. Of course I'm going to design things and put it out there and hang flyers and give the schedules out and have welcome cards and write thank you cards. My degree is actually in graphic communications and emphasis in digital design and production. So I have a MacBook computer, I have an iMac, I have an iPhone, and I'm constantly using the Adobe Creative Suite to design my things. So I use a lot of InDesign. I use a lot of Illustrator and Photoshop when needed, but mostly InDesign for my layout needs. If you are not familiar with those, I don't recommend jumping straight into the Adobe Creative Suite because my whole degree is based around those programs and there's a big learning curve. So I would recommend canva.com, and that would be what I would use if you are a non-designer looking to do your own design. So canva.com is free, and it's an internet software, so easy peasy. You can design flyers, all of that stuff. You can save things. I think 10 bucks a month if you want the premium, but I pay a lot more actually for the Adobe Creative Suite. So anyway, I'm printing right now all the stick figures that I actually drew yesterday. So I'm doing just like the finishing touches on yoga teacher training. And tomorrow I have 12 committed to teacher training. I've also had 2 just cancel. So that means I've had to process refunds and make sure that they're off the email list. And that's kind of expected though. So in the last training too, I had a total of 14, and 4 of them actually either canceled or transferred to the next one. So a little behind the scenes for you here to tell you what's going on in my brain is that the next time I run this, I'm actually going to make the application process a lot harder, and the price is going to increase, and also I need to meet with everybody before we do our training. So this training was priced way too low. I am giving a ton of value in this training and so many amazing guest teachers that there's not actually, I mean, yes, the studio is profiting and I'm paying myself a little bit, but it's not as much as I would like for the price of the training itself. So you get a lot out of it. We have the most beautiful studio, the most beautiful space, and I want to do so much for everybody and make sure that they are getting the most optimal, amazing training ever. And I mean, it doesn't have to be the most amazing training ever, but a really, really good one. And so that's sort of the behind the scenes of what I'm going through now. We start tomorrow, so I'm building the itinerary. So I kind of have a feel of how we're gonna do this. I've got the manuals all printed. They're at the studio. The studio is set up, so I already laid out the mats. There are 20 mats laid out because the classes that are on the schedule are for the teacher trainees, which I thought there would be 12. There now will be probably 10, and then up to 10 more other students who are just part of the studio. So the classes start with 8:30 a.m. class, and then we have a little break for coffee or breakfast, and then we have training all day, and then we end with a 6:30 p.m. restorative class. So it's a really long day. We do have some breaks, and I do have some videos that I'll show for educational purposes, and I have a really good feeling about this next teacher training coming up. I did just complete one 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks, and then I'm starting the next one. And the reason that I'm starting another one right after the last is because that one filled with very minimal effort for a couple reasons. Number one, I think the price is a little bit too low for what you're getting, and number two, I think there's a need in this area for yoga teacher trainings locally. So the last one I did was an every other weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I partnered with the YMCA on this, and this time it's every Saturday for 4 months, and it's all at my studio, so Ash's Yoga Studio, and so it's all at the studio and not at the YMCA at all, although I did get a few people asking about training. So if you're interested in the next yoga teacher training, I will soon have a wait list. Actually, if you go to ashesyoga.com/YTT, there's a spot to put in your email address. I will have to make a wait list for the next one. And the next one isn't going to be until maybe next year. It's not something I want to do again right away. I do love it, but this is the second one in a row, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of prep work. It's a lot of organization. It's a lot of just everything. It's a lot. It's a long days. And it's, as much as it's super, super fulfilling, it's just something I want to maybe take a break from for the rest of 2020 when this one's over, and then we'll come back to it again next year. So that's a little up-to-date type of thing. What I've been doing as far as communication with the trainees is email. Email is my main source of communication, so that's how I have been giving information out. Whenever someone asks a question or two, or when a couple questions come up, I'll make a video like this, and then I'll upload it to YouTube unlisted. And then I will share it in an email saying, here's a video to answer your questions. I got a mini refrigerator at Costco the other day. I had that just put in the studio because not everyone wants to go out to eat. I got a bunch of snacks because I don't want anyone going hungry. So nuts, and I'll have some fruit. I have some cheese sticks. I have some granola bars and fig bars and peanut butter and bread. And I just want everybody to feel like they are at home during this training. So we'll be spending a lot of time together. I'm trying to think back to my training days and what we had, and when I've gone to all-day trainings. Most of the trainings that I've gone to have been intensive though, so like day after day after day after day. This is just one day a week, so I don't think it's as challenging as maybe the intensive style, but it can still be a little overwhelming and very tiring. So hopefully Sundays will be that rest time for everybody. Okay, so that's my little pre-day one introduction, or what I have been working on. I've been working tirelessly on a lot of this stuff, and unfortunately we did not get to do a pre-training get-together. It didn't work in my schedule, and when I sent a survey out, I use Google Forms for surveys, very easy. So I sent a survey out asking if anyone was available to meet up, and I gave 2 options, and it was split, like 3 people could meet this day, 4 people could meet that day. So we're just going to get together on day 1 this time around. In the future, other trainings, I would like a pre-gathering, but sometimes it just doesn't work. And with each training that I host, I am learning so much. So this will be the 4th one that I'm doing, and I'm excited to share yoga, to share the poses, to share anatomy, to share history, philosophy, practice teaching, sequencing, all of the things that go into 200-hour yoga teacher training. It really is just the beginning. So it's been so much fun though to create this and to collaborate with all the wonderful students, trainees, and teachers. You will notice on my YouTube channel that I am unlocking a lot of my unlisted videos that I did for recaps of my last teacher training. So if you look through some of those are me recapping the weekend before or the weekend that we did teacher training. So that means if you want to look at some of that content or some of that stuff that I was teaching the last time around, it's on YouTube and it's free. And so you can look back and just kind of look through the titles. There's no like fancy thumbnails, there's no fancy anything when it comes to those videos. It's me talking about what some of our content, recapping what we went through, telling you some more information. And it was what I gave out to my yoga teacher trainees a few days after every single weekend. I'm not giving you all the videos, but most of them are out there on YouTube. So I'm going to continue to put them as public as time goes on, and hopefully they'll be a benefit to you or to someone else who's people who are starting their yoga teacher journey. I'd love to be here to help you. Please ask any questions. I love getting questions, comments, feedback, or any requests for any kinds of videos that you would like. I'd love to be here for you as you start your yoga teacher journey. I will talk to you next time, and I'll tell you how day 1 went. Maybe I'll even do some filming of the training so you can see the behind the scenes. Bye.